guys, how you going? We're just going to go straight to it. We're heading to Katie's Twitter. This is her on her WOACB official Twitter. She wrote, "The irony is that when I expose someone who has stalked and harassed me, I'm accused of hurting someone. When these same people dig into my life, publish my RAP report, have my husband mass reported to CPS over doctored audio in a video. They aren't hurting anyone. When are you going to start using /S for a bit of sarcasm in the tone, Mrs. I'm up there with the kids? Interwebs is what you call it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm sure that was in a live that we've done recently where Katie referred to the internet as the interweb. She created CP. You all egged her on. How do you know, Katie? Were you paying attention? Were you there? No, you were a part of it, in my opinion. You egged her on, Katie. You egged her on. This was what you always wanted. You loved seeing Saltsy, because at first it was. I don't know if it ever was you. That's what I mean. You egged her on because she wasn't picking on you at first. At first, she was going after Saltsy, after everyone that was going after you. She threatened Saltsy's kids, his wife, and Emily's children. You were last because you took it public and pushed and pushed and pushed to make sure that everyone believed that it was not you, that you were also getting threats. And then you got threats. But I do believe you had a hand in it. The names, Chloe, your cat. There were so many names that just linked up to things that you, from your past, from college. Sarah. As long as she came for me, you were for it. No, Katie, you were for it. As long as she came for you, you had no problem joining in that and pushing it, because who would ever suspect you inciting something like this? Only a fucking traceable iPhone, in my opinion, from someone who tracks data, in my opinion. Well, I do, in my opinion that I do, but that's just true because I do. I should be a rapper, but I'm also very confused right now. Carrying on. I will never unsee the images she created of my son that she emailed to me, along with graphic threats of how she would RAPE and MURDER him in front of me. Why would you bring that up again if it terrified you? Would you be able to write that? I wouldn't. I'm shaking thinking about that. I would not be online. I feel sick. If she felt sick, if she felt terrified, why the fuck did she continue to not only be online, but feed it on? And all of you egged her on. I disagree. I believe you did, Katie, and that's why you are so willing to put this on the internet. Got to place the blame on someone, because the FBI, maybe they're looking into it. Maybe the water's getting a little bit too hot for Katie Joy. I'd like to apologise for my earlier apology. Oh, it's so exciting. I'm going to be unapologetically me, which means after not fighting back, I'm going to call out the idiots that sided with Todd Priestley. A freaking felon that stole 30 million. He incited you. Incited what? She's using the words that I just used. Is that coincidence? I think it's coincidence because I used it correctly and she's using it incorrectly. He incited you and I was swatted. You were swatted for him. It had nothing to do with Priestley. You make everything about everything, and the situation is now. Okay. I was swatted, harassed, and my kid was harassed. Okay. Once you write that, calm down, take a breath, reread it before you post it, because your post represents your business, which this is, because you've never been able to divide personal from business. So here we are on her business account, but this represents your business account. That you're meant to be a journalist, but you can't fucking even word shit. His diagnosis is not a debate or a question. Do not bully a child with autism. That is the sweetest kid. Chrisley incited you all to take him away from a loving home, and you took the bait. Shame on all of you. Don't mess with my kid. She's doxing people. What it's like to be married to a convicted stalker who is a deadbeat dad. Who is she talking about? Why would she think posting this puts her on the moral high ground? Okay, so she's like sassy. Oh, yeah, so Sassy just did like we all do, change the post around, whippity-doo, adds her own email, took advantage of it. Katie said to all the trolls or whatever, do what I do, report on what I do. So don't go back on it now, Simon. Simon says, we're still in the game. I got one leg up. I'm ready to piss in a pot that doesn't exist. Katie, have you had some pot? Katie Joy fucking Paulson, why the fuck do you think that this is all right to fucking post? She's not a public figure. You are. What's going on here? She goes through all these, like, you have the audacity to come for my husband when you are married to a felon. No alleged there, so she's never learned. Never fucking learned. What the fuck are you doing? She continues. Your husband has kids that doesn't support you. And you have the audacity to criticize my husband. I got shit on, right, by everyone today. Because of what? Because you're hiding your bullshit, husband. Why coming for mine? I'm tripping balls. The more I go on, the more balls I'm tripping. And Katie doesn't have any. Forever, she's a registered business without any balls. Yo, I just got an email that someone that has harassed me through the anti-KJ world has a husband that is on parole for DV, stalking a person that has sat on a throne criticizing my every move for over a year. Was the throne the toilet? Was she shitting on you while she was shitting? Seems like the perfect shitting moment, wouldn't it? It's just the shit. Okay, Katie continues. Your husband is on active parole while you sit there and shit and go after me and try to ruin my life. I'm over here sitting in a diaper. I don't need a no toilet. I am the toilet. I hope you weren't your husband's victim because you don't deserve that. Real men don't stalk and commit DV. Real men don't stalk and commit DV. Wow, Katie. Wow. Holy fucking shit balls. Real men don't stalk and commit DV. You'd know, wouldn't you? You would know. Katie continues. You've called my husband names. Not just her. You're just singling out someone. Your husband's a fucking alcoholic that can't get he can't get his dick up. He should not have had children. His sperm, his need for a child really outweighed the medical risks to that child using the sperm of an alcoholic and also the eggs of an alcoholic, in my opinion, allegedly, from the point of Bill. You're a fucking bitch. What gives you the right to do this? Who the fuck do you think you are? What did your lawyer think about this? I'd like to apologize for my earlier tweets. The past 2 weeks have been overwhelming. I have been reliving a lot of trauma. I've not been really able to work since the conviction because I feel a huge sense of relief that finally some of this chaos is ending. You have been able to work. You've gone fucking non-stop. You have not failed to... You're still uploading 3 videos a day, still going off on Instagram, still pointing fingers. The carousel from hell still going round. There's still a lot of shit flying around, and it's only coming from one point of view, and yours. Shit, Katie. Did you ever think, do you ever learn that people don't want this? This is on your business account. She continues, the amount of traumatic experiences I've lived through as a result of multiple people working together this fall really has made it hard for me to trust anyone. Because you don't trust yourself. She continues, but I do ask that those that recognize who the problematic people, that you also please cut me a little slack. You don't have any slack to slack, no more slack for you. Katie continues, I sometimes feel like I'm in a no-win situation because of how many of these people have brainwashed people about me. It's like any wrong step I make, I'm told how shitty I am. I am human. Not allowing space for people to be human is half the problem with this whole subculture. Seriously, now she's like trying to say, because we don't see people as human, Katie, do you see the Duggars as human? Do you see the Duggar girls as human? If you did, you would not be continuously bringing up their story, details. You're harming victims of so many shit, man. This is bullshit. This is you playing the sympathy card without using your son because people have called you out on that. So she's rehashing all the Tina stuff. And Steve as well. Lindsay Chrisley. So this one's the real reason Todd Chrisley came after me is because he was after Lindsay. But why? If your whole relationship with Lindsay was a delusion, because that's the one thing that's come out of this, Katie. Lindsay doesn't know you on a personal level. She's never spoken to you. She's never messaged you. So why would he come to you? I think this is where you're starting to like really believe your delusions, in my opinion. Katie continues, he believed she was leaking information to me about the family because you made it seem that way. Oh, I just got off the phone to Lindsay. I can't wait to report what she told me. Meanwhile, you were never on the phone to Lindsay, is what I'm saying. Allegedly. Why would he care? Because Lindsay was a witness in the case and worked in his office where the fraud occurred? No, Katie, as usual, you're way off track. The anti-KJ community, I love how she groups everyone together. She's like, dear anti-KJ community, or just dear anti-KJ, is this 2019 interview with Dr. Phil somehow my doing? Is that actually me in the interview? Nope. Lindsay Chrisley claims father threatened her with nude photos and SEX tape. The Caters will die on the sword that I somehow created the entire story about an SEX tape. And the Chrisleys, well, you did, Katie, and the proof is there. So trying to rewrite history, it's never going to work for you when the history is in video form. And posts and tweets and shut up, Bill, let's carry on. When the FBI literally presented emails and evidence about the alleged tape, there is a damn police report. Yo, you'll need some serious help, yo. What about Dr. Phil? What about Dr. Phil? I've lost the plot because how can you not with this fucking ballgame? Okay, Katie continues. If you tell different stories to the FBI and then to a jury. Oh, because you know from experience. The load of bulldang that you were trying to serve up. We've seen it before. And now any new subs that you made, they've seen it and now they will. Ooh, they will really need your guidance to the door. If you tell different stories to the FBI and then to a jury, one of those stories is not true. So it's either lying to the FBI or perjury, neither of which she would ever be charged with anyway. The point is her testimony. The point is her testicles didn't match the evidence submitted at trial. I love that the Caters think that I have ET quote fingers, burned every bridge. There aren't enough bridges for you and no one's burning bridges but you, Katie. You're the burner of all bridges. And she continues, the Caters harass any creator that sticks up for me or speaks to me. Do you not think that your past behavior gives you any credit? I think giving someone the heads up that they're about to go down shit fucking alley. Okay to say I have no friends, but you don't, but you don't, but you know you don't. There's not enough bridges in the Paulson house. You moved to Hanover, you haven't left the house in 3 years. Your son hasn't. You don't like other mums because you compare your son to them and all of that. This is the last one I'm reading, and then we can always. The Caters also say I have no friends, and my family won't speak to me because I'm toxic. But would you really speak to you? Would you really speak to you? Would you want someone like you, Katie Joy? Would you want someone like you in your life? Really? Think about that. I'm thinking no.